Thank you, Vic. My tip is about having the power to change your story. And so when I say that, I'm specifically talking about the story we tell ourselves in our head. So in our last TGIF meeting, I believe Jess had some really good comments she mentioned at the end of the meeting about our feedback cards we used to get when we met in person and the power that they have. And that really resonated with me. And so I thought that would be a good timing to give that as a tip today. So I first joined TGIF, I think in 2000, I'm pretty sure in 2011. So I'm approaching 10 years in this club. And I know it's 2011 because I started my own business in the summer of 2010. And so I wanted to give you some story here so you know the motivation I had to get through the anxiety. It wanted me to quit and not show up to TGIF meetings because I hated it so much at the beginning. But the 4 years I was a trainer at 24 Hour Fitness, I was very shy, and I was not the social trainer that met everybody at the gym, and that's what all my managers wanted me to be. They're always trying to get me to be more talkative and go and speak to everybody. And I always butted heads with them and said, training is one-on-one. I don't have to be a social person. I just need to be good one-on-one. And when I left and had my own business and realized it was time for me to be more, I realized, damn it, they're right. If I want to be successful, I have to learn and to be able to speak to people and sell myself and talk more. And so I was not going to prove them right. I was going to make it in my own business. And so that was my motivation to come to TGIF and break out of my shell and be able to speak. And so that was where I had to overcome the anxiety, super anxiety that I had at speaking in front of people. And I'll tell you, the feedback cards were big for me. But one thing I know, what I would do, I would read all the cards, but most of them you would get would be positive. And so I would have this huge construction boards on the wall, basically almost like vision boards, but I would basically, all the positive ones I got would be on there. And so I'd read all of them, but I'd throw the negative ones away and I'd put them on there. For my first 10 speeches, I had them. I had a wall of these, and I would always go back and look at these to remind myself. And it's occurred to me now why I did that, because one of those negative cards, and back then it wasn't really a negative comment, there's probably constructive feedback, but I just was not ready to hear any kind of constructive feedback. Was negative comments back there, and that would bring back the embarrassment and shame and I suck feelings, and then I would not want to come back to the next meeting. And so, but one of those would probably take away 10 positive feedbacks. And so that's why I just got them out of sight, out of mind. I didn't even look at them. And so I'm challenging you all today to kind of take a better approach and to change your thinking. And you need to realize that every comment, every feedback, all feedback you get from this club is positive feedback, because you're getting it from someone that was once in your shoes, and they want to stop you from making the mistakes that they made. They want you to learn from their lessons so you don't have to make them. And so, and they're only giving you that feedback because they really want you to succeed and they care about you. And so you have to start changing your mindset. Any feedback you get is positive feedback, and it's coming from someone who really wants you to get better. And so the story that we tell each other in our head, that we tell ourselves in our head, that any constructive feedback is negative, which when our confidence is wavering, a story is bullshit. We like to tell ourselves a lot of bullshit. You have to be able to change that way of thinking and know that all feedback is good. And if you can really master that and start doing that, it's going to make you start to enjoy getting feedback more. It's going to be able to help you improve faster. But that's my tip for today, just to change your story. All feedback from this club is positive feedback.